Okay, hello guys and welcome to a tutorial on the Vernon Aces control and the Ricky J Triumph. So, first of all, what we need for this trick is the 4 aces, just right here, and the rest of the pack can be freely shuffled even by the spectator. You just have to take out the 4 aces. So, how are we gonna learn this? First of all, we're gonna learn the Vernon Aces control, which I think is one of the best controls for 4 cards, and then we're just gonna move from there to the Triumph, which is really easy once you know the control. So for now, let's just go and learn the control. Okay, so now let's learn the Vernon Aces control. So how the Vernon Aces control work? Well, first of all, you have to make 4 piles of approximately the same cards in it. So if you do the math, there are 52 cards in the deck, minus the 4 aces, that is 48, and 48 divided by 4 is 12. So the perfect number would be 12 cards in every pile, and that would be the perfect number of cards for the control. But since we can't always do that, we just try to make them as close in size as we can. So what I do is I maybe even just cut the deck in half and then just take this half, and the rest of the cards I just put in half, and I have approximately 4 piles with the same cards. So now, what is important in the Vernon Aces control is where you place the cards in this 4 piles. So if you spread out, you have to know the one-handed fan, and if you don't know that, I would recommend you search it in YouTube. There is a lot of tutorials. But where do you place the aces to execute the control? Well, the first ace that you have to put in, you have to put in the 6th position from the top. So this is the top of the pack. So here I have 3 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and then in goes the ace as the 7th card. And then what you have to do is you have to count the cards that stay in front of the ace. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this case. So there were 13 and not 12 cards. If it would be perfect, there would be 6 and 6. But since here are 7, here's what you have to do. So you have the first ace in the 6th position, and you count that there are 7 cards on top of it. So you place this packet down, and what you do for the next packet is that you have to subtract the number of cards that are on top of the ace, which is 7, from 12. So you go 12 minus 7 is 5. So the next ace goes in the 5th position. So you can see right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the ace. And again, you have to count how many cards stayed in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again 7. And you just place this packet right on top here. So again we have 7, and 12 minus 7 is again 5. So you just spread out the cards and you just place the ace in the 5th position. And again you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again we have 7 cards. And again 12 minus 7 is 5. So again the ace of spades goes in the 5th position. And once you get to the last ace, you don't have to count how many cards are on top of the ace. So you have to practice that, and that's why I said it's perfect if you have 12 cards in every pile, because then you just place it in the 6th position and there are always 6 cards remaining, and you just put all the aces in the 6th position, and it makes the trick much easier. But even if it doesn't do that, you can still do it with this method, and yeah, that's it. So then you just spread the aces and you show that they really are in different parts of the pack. Okay, and you just, sorry, I have a table with glass and it doesn't want to work. So you just pick it up, you can show even the aces again, they really are the aces, and you just push them in, and you really don't leave any protrusions, breaks whatsoever. The aces really are lost, at least for a second. So what you need to do now is a series of shuffles to get the aces back together on top of the pack. So the first thing that you have to do is, if you remember, the first ace is in the 7th position right here, the ace of hearts. And what you need to do is you have to get rid of these 6 cards right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to get rid of these 6 cards. You can do that in many ways. I just use the overhand shuffle, so I just run 6 cards, that's 4, 5, 6, and I just leave it on the bottom, and that makes the first ace to come to the top. Now, if you've done everything correctly, you can check by that. You have this 27th card should be another ace, so you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and this should be an ace. And it is. So now what you need to do is, and that of course will happen every time, you have to do a faro shuffle, but what you have to do is you have to cut so that the ace is the top card of the packet. And how do you do that? Well, if you know how to cut exactly 26 cards, you know that the next card will be an ace. But if you don't know, you can just cut in about center and you take a look at this card. In this case, I cut to the ace, so I just move it right here and I have it now on top. If I would cut a few cards less, let's say, I would see a king, and I would just move 1 card and it would be an ace, so I would know that I'm in the right position. So once you are in the right position, you just want to make a faro shuffle, but not an in faro shuffle, but an out, which means that the card from the middle, the ace from the middle, goes on the outside edge of this card. So, and you just do a faro shuffle, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make it as clean as you know how to, but even if it's not completely perfect, it will work. I'm not the best faro shuffler, but it works. So once you do that, you just spread the cards, and that's it. Yeah, so now let's just go to the... Okay, so after the faro, we are in this position. We have 2 aces on top and 2 aces together in the middle of the pack. Right here they are. So what you do is you do the exactly same thing as you did before. So you cut and you search for the aces. So right here's the first one, and once you find the first one, the second one is right next to it. So you just find the first one and you just do again this kind of a step, and then you just bring the cards to the table and you cut at that step, and you just give it a table riffle shuffle so that you remain the top 2 cards of every packet, and you just place them on top of them, and that brings the 4 aces to the top of the pack, just like so. So that is basically the Vernon control, and at the end of the video I'll go over the math part, the first part, just once again if someone didn't understand. But now let's just go into the triumph routine, which Ricky J does and I did. So what you do is you have the 4 aces on top, and what you do is now and you can check all the pattern, you can check in my performance video. So what you do is you cut about half of the cards, and here are the aces, and you flip the other packet right here, and you just square them up now, and you apparently shuffle face up into face down. But what you do is you do a 0 shuffle. So, but it's a specific kind of 0 shuffle. While you start shuffling, you want to shuffle this right hand pile faster so that you only end up with one card, and then just shuffle off everything except the 4 aces in this pile, and then put this card in, and then just push in and do the zero shuffle. And if you don't know how to do the zero shuffle, I'll give you the link to decks and contests zero shuffle, which will be right here on the cards, and you can check that out. He has a really great tutorial, and I won't be going into it. So now you're in this position. You have the 4 aces. Oops, you see I did wrong. So the one of the aces is right here. So even I did a mistake. So if you did it right, you should have the 4 aces on top of the pack, and then a chunk of face up cards and a chunk of face down cards. So now what you can do is a very nice display. So you say you have cards face down to face up to face down, and that part is easy. So you just pick up at this natural break, because the cards are beveled, and there's a natural break at this point where the cards are not mixed, and you just say, and you have face down to face down. And once you do that, so here are the aces, but once you do that, so you have, and we have even some face up to face down, and you just turn this left hand pocket over, and that places all the cards in the same way except the 4 aces in the middle. And all the other you just batter, and then you just spread the cards, and the 4 aces are face up in the middle of the pack. And that is basically the whole trick. And now let's just go over the count of the where to put the aces in the Vernon control once again over. So see you there. So once you get in this position that you have the 4 aces out of the pack, and on the table 4 approximately the same cards in 4 packs, here's again what you do. You take the cards and you spread them out, and from the top of the pack, for the first ace, you start looking where the 6th card is. And after some time, when you're gonna practice that, it's gonna be very easy. So you're just gonna open the spread, and you're gonna exactly know where the 6th card is. So in this case, it was right here, and you place the card in. And now you have to, from that position, you have to count how many cards are left. So if you take a look here, we have 3, 6, 8. So you just get the number 8 in your head, and you just place it in, and you just square up this pack. So now, before you open this pack, you have to do some math. So there are 8 cards more on this, on top of this ace. So you have to do this calculation. You have to subtract the number of cards that are on top of the ace minus 12. So you go 12 minus 8 is 4. And now what you do is you take the next ace and you place it in the 4th position from the top. So just right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you have to count this card. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, there are 8 cards. And one extra tip, here you have the 4th card, and if you place it right here, it doesn't maybe look like it's in the middle. So what you can do is you take a look and see that this is the 4th card, and once you place it in, you just place it slightly more to the center. It looks better if it's like that than if it's like that, but it's in the same position. And once you place it in the 4th position, you have to count again. So you have 3, 6, and 8, and it's again 8. So 12 minus 8 is again 4. So you know that in this packet you're going to place it in the 4th position, and you just place it in. And again you have to count. So you have 3, 6, 8 again. So again you have to put it in the 4th position. So here you go, and you just push it in. And for the last ace, it doesn't matter how many cards are on top. You just put it in the position that it has to be, and you just place it in. And that is basically it. So then you just execute all the slides that I taught you before, and you will have the links and you will have the links in the description box to the Pharaoh Shuffle, Zero Shuffle, and that is basically all I think you need. And if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments. You can send me a PM, I will respond very quickly. And please subscribe, like the videos, it really means a lot to me, this support, and I will be doing much more videos like that. So if you like them, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye guys.